get ready. Anything Marvel is the hottest ticket in town, or at least it has been for the last number of years. Unless you've been living under a rock, then you also probably have at least heard of Marvel's The Avengers. The superhero supergroup has been a cornerstone of contemporary culture since the 2012 film. Marvel has essentially been a money printing machine for Disney since they acquired the company in 2009. Disney parks have seen an expansion of the brand across the resorts, with Disneyland Paris set to get the latest expansion. The original Disneyland Resort saw the opening of its own Marvel-themed land, Avengers Campus, back in 2021. Walt Disney Studios Park is getting its own version of the land, including some of the attractions from Disneyland, as well as some unique ones just for the Paris resort. This of course includes the attraction at hand, the yet-to-be-named new Iron Man coaster. There's been lots of speculation as to what exactly this new attraction will entail, so we have summarised everything we know so far to provide you with all the detail that you are craving. But before we give you all the juicy details, we want to take the time out to ask you to press the like button if you enjoy the video and consider subscribing if you haven't already. It really helps with our channel. But anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand. Get ready. The history behind the new Iron Man coaster. While the new Iron Man coaster is a new attraction, it's technically a ride that many will be familiar with. This attraction is a refresh and a retheme of the classic rock and roller coaster avec Aerosmith. Rock and Roller Coaster was an opening day attraction at Walt Disney Studios Park, dating all the way back to March 2002. It's almost a completely identical attraction to that of the Hollywood Studios version. On December 10th, 2018, it was announced that Disneyland Paris would get its own Avengers Campus land. This new land would take over the previous backlot area of the park, which would of course incur a couple of attraction casualties along the way. This announcement included the aforementioned Iron Man attraction, but also Web-Slinger's A Spider-Man Adventure. This new ride would replace the former Armageddon-themed special effects show in this portion of the park. If you've ever been to Walt Disney Studios Park, you'll know it's extremely small, which is set to change with further expansions. But the backlot area was definitely in need of some TLC, so it makes sense that this would be the first one on the chopping block. Unfortunately for you European Aerosmith fans, the Paris version of Rock and Roller Coaster closed to the public on September 2nd, 2019, never to return again. But with that said, the Florida version is still operating to this day, or at least for now. You might just have to travel to the States to rock out with the band once again. What can we expect from the new Iron Man coaster? As mentioned, this new attraction is predominantly a retheme of the former Aerosmith coaster. But with that said, the overall experience is going to be completely different. To start though, if you're unfamiliar with the original attraction, it's a launch coaster that features 3 inversions. The coaster takes riders from 0 to 92 km an hour in less than 2.8 seconds. Riders then traverse a sea serpent roll after the launch, which is 2 inversions back to back. It also features a corkscrew as well as bank turns. As it's an indoor coaster, it doesn't feature any large drops, but that initial launch still packs a punch. The new Iron Man coaster has been described by Disney as a high-speed, hyperkinetic adventure. This is also a fitting description for the former attraction too. While the layout will remain the same, the overall experience is changing. The new story will obviously follow along with a Marvel theme and will feature the titular character as well as Captain America and Captain Marvel. The ride will also feature brand new pre-shows, setting the scene for the ride and also updated ride vehicles. The latest concept art shows some very interesting vehicles, fitted out like Iron Man armour, including an iconic arc reactor embedded in the front of the trains. Other concept art depicts scenes that feature superheroes flying along guests on the ride. We're not sure how much civil liberties have been taken here, but it's definitely an interesting idea that we hope materialises. Given the investment going into the expansion for this park, we can imagine that this should be a very impressive retheme to say the least. When does the new Iron Man coaster open? As is the case with a lot of developments in theme parks over the last couple of years, there's been some significant delays across the board. At the point when the new Iron Man coaster was announced at D23 Expo in Japan in 2018, it was slated for an opening of 2021. Of course, COVID put a big spanner in the works and this delayed a lot of the progress. At the peak of the pandemic, Disneyland Paris as a whole was closed and all development at the resort was placed on hiatus. This saw all projects delayed indefinitely. Thankfully, we seem to have come through the other side, with construction firing on all cylinders. In November 2021, Disney announced that Avengers Campus will open at the Paris resort in summer 2022. While no hard date has been given, it would make sense to see this launch in June or July in time for the peak season. Considering the attraction has been in the works since 2019, as well as it only being a retheme, we would imagine that the Iron Man coaster will more than likely open with the land. An opening date of either June or July seems probable, but if you're hanging your hat on a specific date, it might be safer to put off any travel plans until later in the season, such as August. If you like Disneyland Paris, check out our unbuilt video from this resort where we discuss the never-built Discovery Mountain. It'll be on screen now. Will you be making a trip to the resort for the opening of the new land? Let us know in the comments. Now you're ready.